Ayo, it's NLO, and we're in episode 12. I have some gear back. I think that's where we left off. I died by the wither. So, as you can tell, some stuff around here looks a bit different. Like, this over here is being platformed out instead of it going down into a dip. And then over there, there's some more platforms. And if you can tell, we also, right here, have some more silos. So there's a lot going on. I'll go ahead and jump right on down here, kind of show what's going on. This will be for every item that comes from the witch. Man, I really need to fix this. It's these really don't want to go in these hoppers. This has been a problem since we built this farm. Let me go ahead and just toss this in here, which hopefully this won't be here much longer. Hopefully this can get moved. So we have the starting 2 silos for each of the witch hut items. I updated the simulation distance, so the simulation distance is cranked all the way up to 10, I believe. So the little end of this bone platform that's stretching over there is where we can AFK, so we can get iron and the witches going at the same time. But we are going to have an auto crafter set up here for the redstone block. We have the glowstone dust, gunpowder, sugar, sticks, as well as glass bottles. This is going to be tricky. Glass bottles are at the end for a reason, but each of these are spaced 3 blocks apart, just like the ones over here. So there will be some, a little bit of it being symmetrical. I don't have silk touch at the moment. Do I need silk touch to get this back? It would seem so. So I installed this new glass add-on, so it just gives us a lot more. I wish that there wasn't the like bars in between, but it's a lot better than having all the pixelated. This is supposed to be black as well, so there's a lot that I want to do with this. I think there's a little bit of iron in here. Yeah, so we got at least episode 12 was already recorded. It has been scrapped. There was a lot going on with it and a lot that I just wasn't proud of. So I'm changing up my style just a tiny bit. But like I said, we're going over this, flattening out the area just a little bit. Mainly just to get it to be taller and make it to where I can get the silos up here. I don't want it to be completely flat, but I also want to keep the area around the witch hut open. So we're gonna get this pixel art done pretty soon, and then I have a mega pixel art project. It's gonna take me multiple months to work on and get completed, but while we're doing that, we're also gonna be working on this area and something else that I've kind of told myself I'm gonna do is I'm gonna completely redo this. So we have this hole here for what was supposed to be this like bony rib cage. I was gonna like make this just a little bit longer, make it look a little bit better. I think I'm gonna completely redo everything. Like the whole idea I had, I really thought that I would stick with like archaeology, like bones and stuff like that, but I have a new idea and I think it's gonna turn out to be a whole lot better. So I'm going to empty this out, and maybe I'll go ahead and start working on getting rid of the rest of this stone as well. We can start the episode off just kind of redefining some of our area. The whole reason for this was to have that witch farm, and now, you know, we're turning it into much more. We're turning this into base instead of it just being for the witch hut. And I do like the first base that we built, and I'm already sad to see it go, but maybe one of the newer members can have it and start from there. But I'm gonna get all this cleaned up and I will be right back. All right, so I've got this dug out and I'm not too sure how I want to set this up just yet. I know that I want to use this area instead of being for looks and for some really cool stuff. I want it to be for farms, because that tiny bamboo farm is not producing enough, and we will technically have a bamboo farm over there as well. I'm thinking though, instead of doing what I was wanting to do with a tiny bamboo farm and a tiny sugarcane farm over here, is set up all of the bamboo down that way. So that way we only have one spot for bamboo, and then have all of our sugarcane set up over here. Since we don't really need a massive sugarcane farm, all of it will be just used for rockets mainly, maybe some books here and there. I also need to automate the cow farm. There's also going to be some changes to the area that we have, and I'm really happy to announce, well, not at the moment, I will be very happy to announce the design that we're going for. I don't know if there's a name for it. Should I go ahead and say what it is? I don't think so. I think I need to keep that a secret. But I need to see if I can build a flying machine on bedrock, because I would like for from here to here to be a bamboo farm. And then over here I can do some other stuff. All of the witch farm stuff will be cut off. Basically where that chest is, going all the way across. So it'll be great. We'll have some more space to play with right here, and it'll all be covered up with dirt. All of the farms will all be done up here. There's going to be some trees replanted, so this won't stay completely open as well. I just really need to figure out what I want to do with that other spot in that area. So from this block, I want to go all the way back across where it was originally. Is that we need to place this back down. All of these can go, because it was for aligning something that is no longer going to need to be aligned. I'm not sure if I want to drop this down some more. Maybe we wait on the bamboo farm and I see if I can figure out flying machines. To efficiency. Whoa, whoa, whoa. No, whoa. What the heck? What the heck? Okay. No, no, thank you. Ouch. Ow. I don't. What? Ow. Oh, I killed the horse. No. Dang it. I didn't expect that. I didn't want to kill the horse. No, there's already a horse by itself. Ouch. 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 This is... Well, this is not fun. And I killed the horse again. Ouch. Stop it. Oh my goodness. As I always call my Silk Touch pickaxes after one of my favorite characters from any show ever. Silky. I don't think I have a name for my fortune. I know the first one was Fortuna. Alright, so now it's time to see if... Yes, okay, cool. We can pick this back up. So this glass add-on is going to have a lot of things to do with the way I want to build this area up. It's becoming nighttime. So I think I've gotten a little off track. So I've started working on... Excuse me. I've started working on the bee farm over here. And I think I like it just to be this little like one-way tunnel all the way down. But my problem here is I crafted a whole bunch more of these than what I actually have room for right here. I wanted to... I actually only crafted an extra 4, so I guess it's not that bad. But I need to get my actual bees in here. And there needs to be a way that I can breed them and keep them all in the tunnel. Actually, this back wall will all be changed from right there down. The side walls I can come in and change anytime, because it's just gonna be a redstone back here. So if I could get this down, there we go. Just get all these comparators. I made all of these before I really thought about what I was going to use them for. I just had a whole bunch of stone. I still need some of them for the item sorters. I think I'm going to do half of these keeping shears in them, and then the other half glass bottles. I'll probably do glass bottles in this one, just because I think it'll be easier to route it right there. And then the shears, I'll have an input. All the output for the bees is going to end up somewhere else. So having both sides separate would be really nice. Anyway, I think the glass bottles might end up despawning from here, but if they end up in the system over there, I will just route them back through the same sorter that already sorts glass bottles. That way I don't have to have 2 glass bottle sorters. And I don't want to use a bunch of observers, so that's why I'm going for the design here on both sides, even though part of it will be shears and I could easily just do observers. All right, I hate to admit how long I've been working on this, and I had all the flowers in place, and I forgot the same issue I had up there with the little one is you can't have the flowers right in front of the hives and nests, or else the bees can't get out. So unfortunately I have to move this back 1 block and this back 1 block, and for some reason this is detecting the bees. I thought that the comparators only detected the level of honey inside. Oh, I guess this one's almost full. So if I put, let's go over here. If I put this in here, I don't have a way. Yes, I do. I do have a way to activate that. I know sometimes you have to like reset these farms. All right, so I guess it wasn't full enough to have honey. But so now that we have all these guys in here, I'm gonna have to rip all of these out at night, because I don't know how to tell which ones will have bees and which ones won't. So I've got a lot of rebuilding and a lot of replanning to do. I didn't even really need to do that. So hold on. If I just move all the mud down, oh, I'm breaking all the dirt. No. So we have all of these guys, and I know this way they won't be auto sorted kind of how I wanted them to be. That's absolutely fine. But now I can see this, I think. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and replace it with the honeycomb. It is making me use some extra honeycombs, which I don't like, but it's absolutely fine. I don't know if these have to be completely filled for the bees to be able to use them. I'll go ahead and do it anyway. And I'm gonna breed up my bees for a bit and see if this design works. It is kind of annoying having the gray from the dispensers on top and then this on bottom, but I think it's fine nonetheless. Now we have the bee farm all ready to go, and isn't it beautiful? I mean, we don't have, you know, the hoppers with any shears. I might just leave it where I have to put the shears in myself, and then we have our hoppers here. They're bringing in glass bottles right now. I'm manually taking them from the witch farm, but like, look at them. For some reason they're also like not going into the homes at all. I hate that you can go through all the blocks with it. I wish it was only like blocks that you've placed, or like glass technically. But yeah, some of them aren't going into homes. I don't know if it's because they're all full or like if they've been claimed. They shouldn't all be full, definitely, but it's like some of them are trying to get into the same ones that already have some. So I don't know if they kind of just claim it and then want to go back into it consistently. We do have some more cleaning up to do. Quite a bit of cleaning up to do, honestly. Like all of this little bit of beach, the couple little areas where it like tethers down. I want that to all be kind of flat. I want to build a wall up around this. The little wool holding, like pixel art holding area right here, I want to get that all fixed up because it looks so ugly right now. Like, this is so ugly. I want to build an actual building here, and there's going to be a lot more blocks that we're going to be adding to this. I really just thought that I would use carpet for the whole thing in the beginning. Well, let me get myself raised up. Like, I really thought that I would just use carpet for everything, but now I'm branching out. I got to get a wood farm built over here, and the way I build my wood farms is a little strange, so you'll get to see that pretty soon. This entire villager hut right here is going to be kind of changed up. We'll still have an iron farm directly in the middle, but I think I'm going to go with a whole different idea for the builds. And the silos, you know, I think I really just need to bite the bullet, because that's terrible. It doesn't do what I need it to do. All right, I've twisted my own leg, and I've got bees absolutely everywhere now, because they won't go back in there. Where is... right here. So this is the output. I can go ahead and tear down, I think, the top couple of layers of these chests. All right, so if this ends up doing what I think it might do, I'm gonna be sad, because I really want to have these like copper pipes leading. And I know that this one, where this just has stuff from where I had it chilling while I was working on some stuff. So I want to have a hopper at the end of that. And do I happen to have... I don't. Oh, I do have water straight down there though. So I'm going to go ahead and grab that. Please don't flow through the bottom. It doesn't. Okay, cool. So then we can see our... I have to watch out for that, because that can't melt to break it. Oh, and that's the whole setup for that, which is nice. So as soon as... wait, yeah, because it has to be able to detect the change. Ooh. Okay, so we've got a few problems here. We'll place our water back, and just because that one tried to fly out, go ahead and do this. We can break this now. I hate this. Oh, I accidentally broke too far. And the whole beginning process of this is done. So the plan is to cover this up in the back, like cover that up, and then have the pipe leading as the final design, or as part of the final design, I should say. All right, I just wanted XP. I just wanted XP. Chill. Okay, we're safe. We're good. We're good. Now this... Nope. How did you... okay, just fight the current then, I guess. The reason why I've been over here getting XP is so I can try and get looting on my sword. I'm tired of not having it, and I have to remember to take my boots off when I go over there, because it keeps turning the or it keeps freezing the water inside the farm, and it makes it to where it doesn't work as well. I'll go ahead and collect these, and we'll be back over at the other base, so that way I can try and get looting on my sword. All right, I've got a few attempts on this. Oh god, fire spect. Yep, nope. Not at all what I want. And I don't care about the health of the sword, because I'm gonna put mending on it regardless. If... oh, looting 3, yes. All right, and I should have a sharp 4 book from the villager, so I can get the sharpness up to sharpness 5. And later I'm gonna try and get a smite sword with looting 3 for like the wither and stuff. But that's good. That's what we want, because now when we farm the witches, we're actually getting everything we can, technically, from like everything, but the witches is the only thing that matters. Well, I'll have to deal with that a bit later, unless if I have some books over here for it. Oh, I left that running on accident. Didn't seem to break it. Okay, so you're Silk Touch. And you are not what I need. So why is redstone and glowstone like flowing down to the end? It should be all getting picked up right here. That's a lot of redstone already. So what we're gonna do is, glass bottles are here, and we're going to, what's the best way to run this? Go ahead, get this. Obviously I didn't look at that block. Why did that place right there? Okay. Okay, that's getting really annoying. I can't reach. It's way up there. I need brick. I didn't think that would be close enough. Yeah, they're crazy reach. Alright. So I'll get this cleared out and figure out the puzzle of getting that over there. And we will be back. Alright, I've got our little smart observer machine built right here now. And I can just cover that right back up. And, oh, natural water. That's even better. So I put a button here, but if that trapdoor ever flips or that button breaks, all the redstone dust down here gets broken, which that's not that big of a deal. I want to see if I can get this thing to work now. I am going to go ahead and cover this up just like this, just in case. Okay, now we've got that natural water that flows into there. That's pretty cool. Eventually, I gotta worry about that too, stopping this from flowing. But that water will eventually get removed. I just want to see if I can get some glass bottles to fall through here. I've got a hopper line underneath those furnaces. Now it's just sitting here and waiting. I need to get a spyglass. Actually, hold on. So this is one thing that is kind of annoying about this farm, is the zombies and like skeletons and stuff can spawn. It's not the end of the world, but as you can see, we do have some witches in there. So I'm going to go back. All right. So I gotta make sure I have my looting sword out. And so the zombies can drop iron, but I don't think it's worth it, like potatoes and stuff. Let's go ahead and do this. Oh, I'm gonna pick up whatever comes through that if I'm not careful. Look at that. Okay, glass bottle. I saw a glass bottle. So we should see it pop out right there as well in just a second. Come on. Yeah. There it went. Awesome. All right, so now we've got that set up properly to where it'll fill up this one first, and then it'll slowly go down. And like this, I just need to have this hopper relink all the way down to where the silo is, and then have a system that sends it all the way to the top of the silo. But I might run it back through this way and try to just make a system to send it up and over back that way. But we're going to use a lot of copper and a lot of glass, so I'm not going to make everything set in stone right now. It's going to take a while for this to fill up with glass bottles anyway. And while I AFK my witches now, I get the awesome drops from these guys, which it'll be a little slow. There's probably a much better design for them, and if there is, I can easily tear this down and just hook up my input for the glass bottles. Just make sure it's right here, so that won't ever be a problem. The silos will be built up off camera. Since I already built one on camera, it's kind of pointless for me to, you know, keep crafting them on here. So I'll get the silos done, and I'll get the mechanisms all at least started. I might do the rest of that on camera, but I kind of want to go into what we're doing here, since, you know, I've officially taken down the bones, and this, I think I'm going to dig a little bit deeper off camera as well. There's gonna be a lot of stuff I'm not gonna do here because it's gonna be really boring. So I've started this off kind of over there at the villagers that way for kind of a farm setting, but I don't really like the rustic feeling of a lot of things. So like rustic is a really cool concept in my mind. I like it in real life to an extent. Like there are times where it gets taken way out of proportion, but there's this thing that I want to do here where it's not rustic and we're using a bunch of copper. It's not only rustic. I want to use a lot of copper, and I want to eventually get a sea lantern farm, because we're going to be mixing rustic, steampunk, and cyberpunk for this base. Now, what this means is a lot of flattening out to start. So I already have a bit of a divide over here between these silos and this area. I'm really thinking about just tearing these down 100%. But we have this divide right here, and I want to keep this bump up right here, but everything else will be just about the same level. I think everything going this way will be at the level that these silos are on, and then everything going that way will be at the level that these silos are on. So it'll be one block lower out this way, but that's fine. And for the villagers' new home, I'm gonna need a lot of different things, and I don't have a way to farm a lot of what I need. I will need more villagers to farm that stuff, and I don't know how to I'm gonna need a lot of copper to start this. There's not really a way to farm copper other than going to a trial chamber, which I was hoping to kind of go explore and find one pretty soon. I'm gonna go and swap my pickaxes out because that one is almost dead. But who knows, maybe I'll hop on with one of the other guys and we can go find one. Go ahead, nothing there. But next up is starting up more landscaping. Like this episode, we really only did the bees, and like I said, the first time I tried to record this episode, I wasn't happy with it because there was just like, I didn't really feel like it did much. I did a lot of this, and that's when it came to, you know, my thought of this should either be done off camera or during a live stream, because this is going to extend about to that mushroom. Later on we'll put like different bumps and grooves, and we'll make the ground not all a path. This is just for spawn proofing, and the there's glowstone up underneath, so I'm gonna make sure that I can get a lot of these trees cut down. I can get a lot of stuff soaked up. This pixel art is going to be on hold, but not for much longer. We will get this pixel art up and running super soon. I don't really know where else to go from here other than revamping that little pixel art station, working on the landscape, and these guys, these silos. Part of me really wants to kind of reconstruct these, but I like them being in one line because the idea behind this is we have the function stuff over here and then the formality stuff over here, which what sucks is I might have to take down the couple of silos over here anyway, the string, iron, and emeralds, and move them over here somewhere, like maybe back behind these facing the other way, because I think I want to build up some villagers right here, because those guys are a little too far away to render everything. Like I said, I have to be like on this platform over here to render the witches and the iron farm. So if I end up just moving those guys over here, it's gonna be a lot of work, you know, tearing that down and patching up over there. But I think if I build up what I want to build over here first, then I worry about moving them, it'll be much better. It's gonna be a while. This is not gonna be like a 1 or 2 episode process. Next episode will be block gathering and figuring out what block palette we're gonna use, and as well as trying to find a trial chamber, which I have not conquered one of those in hard mode yet. I've conquered one in normal, so I'm kind of worried. I don't really know how to find one of those. I feel like I could get a cartographer and they might sell me the map for that. The number one thing I'm going to struggle with is block palette. So mixing the rustic, cyberpunk, and steampunk, I'm going to call it like neo rustic or neo punk stick or something. I don't know. I need help coming up with a name for it, because like looking up online, there's not really much that comes to it. Showing off all of them. And these guys are going to get a makeover. This wood was temporary. Like, it was always a plan for this wood to be temporary. So we're going to make them copper, and we're going to make some pipes and some gears and stuff. So it's going to be really neat. I really thought that this was the type of design I was going to go for, where this was all deep slate and blackstone, and then this was dark oak. I thought I was just going to come through, revamp those couple of things, and make it a little bit better. But I really, really think that I just need to come at this with a little bit more of an open mind. And I have. And that's the great thing about Minecraft, is you can constantly build stuff, change it, and you know, you can have fun with it however you want. So I think I'm going to hopefully use up some bone blocks and use a bunch of cobblestone for all of the like super easy stuff. So anything that won't be seen, I'll use filler blocks like cobblestone, and then for all the stuff that will be seen, it'll be that coppery like darker woods and stuff. I've a really bad habit of not cleaning up after myself, and I really want to start getting that worked on. And that's not in real life. That bad habit is like strictly Minecraft. I'm gonna go ahead and plug this for just a second. But the thing that sucks is I keep getting these potions, and I don't want the potions. Now I do have a way to filter the potions out. Not saying that they're gonna be a problem, but I'll have to make the filter for that later. Do I want that to be flat on the top? Can that be flat on the top? I don't think so. I think that's going to stop that water from flowing. Yeah, okay. That checks out. Alright, so I've got an auto crafter for the redstone, so it automatically turns into the redstone blocks. Now, this design will have to change slightly later on, just because this redstone interferes with me getting a hopper there, and I can't. I guess I could drop this one down by 2 blocks. You're for the glowstone? Yeah, so I can drop this one down by 2, send it on, and that'll actually make it easier to run the other 3. So here's where we are with this. I just want to get this so that way that didn't clog. And I'm actually going to go ahead and make a sorter that sorts out all of the... Where did my... There they are. So I'm going to make a sorter that sorts out all of the all of these potions. maybe eventually we'll keep them or something. I just don't really care about them right now. So go ahead and let these filter through. So there goes those. Then, yeah. So as we heard, that potion burned. So now anything extra... What? Why are the glass bottles not filtering? And with this, I need to get this button. This can go all the way through the system now. See what just burned there. Anyway. I think I want to put the button... there, maybe? Is it not locking? Oh, wait. Did I miss a torch here? Alright, we'll let this run for a bit. We'll see how it goes. If I come back and there's a whole lot of potions there, I'm going to be very annoyed. So I've AFK'd for like an hour. And it didn't I don't want to talk about it. So now everything will actually go through the whole system. And now spider eyes, I don't have a reason to keep them here. So I might make a filter over here for spider eyes that leads into the same dropper, just because it's all trash to me anyway. And these still don't all filter properly. We'll see how this turns out, because connecting these to this won't be hard. I'll put all these together soon. Like I said, off camera, this will all be put together. And this is, we're going to be doing some material gathering in the next episode. And really trying to figure out mainly what materials we want for the pixel arts. So we're going to... I'm going to go ahead and take half a stack of gunpowder. But the reason why I'm trying to focus so hard on so many things at once over here is because I can't really complete any of it until the landscaping's done. And I don't want to have to do the landscaping first, because then I'm having to do all the inner workings around it. Like, I want to be able to do all the inner workings first and then landscape over the top of it. So we'll see how that works out. Possibly I'll just go through and cut a whole lot of trees and get them all sorted, because I need to make more item sorters over here for all the different carpets and all the different blocks I'm going to use. But I also need help deciding what I'm going to use in the pixel arts, just because I need one more gunpowder. I'm realizing this now. 32 isn't perfectly divisible, but that's fine. 90 rockets is good for a bit. Oh, hey, look, actually, well, I need the one piece of gunpowder. I'll just store this here. So I'm gonna make kind of the area I need. Mainly what I'm needing is this area cleared and flat topped, because I want to make my massive like storage system kind of like right here, and then villagers like right kind of behind the silos, and then start building out everything else over here. So it's a massive project. It's not a, I don't want to say mega base, but also I feel kind of like it is a mega base. But I'm gonna be doing a lot of this cleanup, and we'll go from there. There's not much exploring that needs to be done other than finding a trial chamber And all of these dark spots right here will be cleaned up. I just have to go underneath the path and put glowstone and then repath it so it goes through. So there's a few things that I need to do and a few things I want to do. I just need to write them down. Like the bamboo farm wouldn't take long for me to actually set up and build, but I need to get to editing this video. I'm pretty happy with where I'm letting off here. I've made a few mistakes. I got the bees set up. I think they're working. I can't tell. It's really hard to tell because they don't want to go back into their nests. I might need to rebuild this. And also, like, some of them are full, like all these shears. So like the shears are getting used. Are the combs just not going where they are supposed to be going and landing in here? I don't know. There's a lot that needs to be worked on with some of my designs. But we're starting to get honey blocks. That's all that matters. Once we get once we get a lot of our glass bottles in here full, I can technically just recycle the same system, but I don't really want to have to do that. I want them, ooh, that's not good. But I want all of these to get full. Oh man, I'm getting a lot of blocks in here. But I'm gonna try and AFK the witches again while I do some editing on this. And hopefully I haven't made a mistake. I also need food, like an actual food farm. So maybe I can work on that in the next episode. I hate phantoms so much. Uh-oh. Oh, wait. Oh, there we go. Alright. We'll go right here. And until next time, stay frosty.